we're going to tell you a lot of great stuff today. And I think we just going to get started because it's busy day. The days are really busy, and we are expanding teams. We are doing a lot of things, and we also face challenges like we saw now with the last 24 hours with the validation of the XRP accounts. Some small stuff, they fixed it this morning, and but we need to coach these things. So today I want to give you a brief into what we do on the game situation, or what we do with the game development. And I'm going to talk a little bit about affiliate, not so much. I'm going to talk about the token, the staking, the corporate things we're doing. And I'm going to just outline this verbally because we don't have time to create this in nice PowerPoints for this update. So when we look into the game development, we have different teams working on the game. And we have a backend team working with the whole content database, working with the nuggets, working with the picture, the questions, all those things. That's already developed. Then we have the whole affiliate team, as you know, and you touch and feel this system every day. That's the affiliate, that's the user base, that's the affiliate team. Then we have a blockchain team that work with the blockchain, the whole staking model, the whole future of this community. Then we have the team related to fantasy that work with what we call the user experience design of the game. It's not only that, they work with the flow, they work with the creativity of the game, they work with all the nitty-gritty details of the game. And in between the design that fantasy provide and the backend that provide all the algorithms, all the content, etc., that's injected into this beautiful game, there is the application layer, and that's where the development of the mobile application itself take place. That is still work in progress. I will go into detail of these different phases. So the backend, we have done a tremendous amount of work related to the content base is already there and it's tuned. We have done nuggets. We are working with game algorithms now. We have created the user base. We are working with different aspects related. That's also related a lot to the affiliate system. We have all the payments and rewards that you use every day. So all that is done, and the blockchain. So let's now flip around and talk a little bit what we do with fantasy and where we are. First of all, I would like to say one thing. Fantasy is these days receiving 3 to 4 emails from affiliates in SuperOne asking about the project. And we are developing together with them a kind of generic response to you, but there is no point reaching out to fantasy because we are a client of fantasy. They have a client relationship, a confidential client relationship, and that's the same reason why we don't disclose too much of the work we carry out with them. Some of it has in the previous months been in exploration state, so it might not be even the final product. And now that we reach these sprints we are into now, we are into final stages with doing designs. These are what we can say trade secrets. If these come into hands of other competitive companies, other competition, they will easily see, that's a good idea, let's do that. We don't want that. And it's there are copycats everywhere. On the other hand, you have to understand the role fantasy have. They are a supplier to us. They are in a client relationship. So if you want any information in more detail about that, you can reach out to me or to Arthur, and we are happy to take a more in-depth session about the game. And we know what we can reveal, and we will start revealing a little bit more the coming days and weeks, because we have addressed this situation with fantasy to get a little bit more information that we feel we are comfortable on sharing. So let me just recap the relationship, what we're doing. We are now, this week, I signed off the fourth sprint with fantasy, the 4th month. So we have been doing sprint 1, 2, and 3, which has been developing from the conceptual stage to kind of brainstorming, looking into competition, to how we place our game towards this, how we distinguish ourselves, how we differentiate, how we cater the fan base, how we do things. All this has been in kind of exploration stage, funneling down to a more and more concrete product. And during the fourth sprint that we just signed off this week, the fourth sprint has ended up in what we can call high fidelity prototypes. It's a little bit more than that. It's not a prototype like just a test, but it's high fidelity, final kind of flows, final kind of functions, and this leads up to the final design that comes now in the upcoming sprint 5. That's the final touch. That's where we say, okay, this screen is now finally signed off. We sign it off now in sprint 4 for how it should work with the functionality and everything, and the conceptual design. In sprint 5, we say, okay, this is the final picture that's going to be there. This is the final button, and when you click that button, the following animation going to take place. So those specification is what remains. But we started developing already in parallel based on what we have. We are developing the backend whole system. So all this leads up to selection of what we call a MLP, a minimum lovable product. And this is it's a very meticulous process. It takes a lot of energy and time and money and everything, and it's hundreds of, I think we are more than 300 pages in specification of the game itself, 300 pages in Figma, in flows. So this is not something we just share with people. These are trade secrets. Anyway, so this is moving every day, and we are I'm daily involved in it. For many hours every day, I'm into this. Out of this process, we are also now narrowing down on the go-to-market strategy. We have hired a new marketing director, Garrett. He's coming from American Express and BlackRock, working with influencer marketing, working to see how we plug these features into the final game. That's a separate thing. We are also working on how we get the excitement going, how we're going to start releasing the nuggets, how we are working very closely on that together with Fantasy on creating what we call Genesis versions of nuggets and stuff, game assets in general, because we want you to start consuming the credits sooner than later. And that's why we are very, very much focused on this. And so all this is ongoing development. We are testing with our app developers how to do that. We are also meeting with, not only meeting, we are testing new developers that is in high fidelity, because the level of animation, the level of coding required to have this product become really, really beautiful. It's not every developer in the world that can create that, and it's a little bit. It's not a little bit. It's a very high-end thing. So we are looking into that, and we have some exciting processes going on with development firms. So it's not like we don't know what to do. It's just like we need the very, very best carpenters to help us with these animations and stuff. And that's not the Fantasy. They don't do the actual technical development. They do it with partners, and we work with our partners and their partners, and we see how to leverage, because we have done a lot of the back end work is already done from our side. So that's a little bit update on that. I think it's we will definitely respond to your request to get more information about the game and where we are. But trust me when I say that we are very much into having our fingers deep into these processes, and we don't want to spend too much time on revealing things that are still work in progress. But now we sign off. We work with Fantasy in sprint after sprint after sprint, and I signed off sprint 4 yesterday, and we are now embarking on sprint 5 on Monday. And there is also brought into the equation the whole affiliate platform like we have, because my plan is that we expand the affiliate app that you already have in with the game. So we are looking into the affiliate app that you have, and we are looking how we could get engaging features related to the game into that. So that's part of the app development. That brings me into the affiliate section. Uh, we have a very large amount of updates ready to go. We are just waiting for a blocker from Apple again. We hope to have that few days into next week, and then we have tons of things to release to you. We have already done a lot of backend stuff. We have perfected the binary key. I think the binary has become much better. We are analyzing this, and we are working. So we now have what we can call a perfectly tuned and flawless system. And with the upcoming improvements within, let's say, the upcoming week, we have an even better system. We have the mini wallet, we have the super pool ready, we have these things ready to go. So during this December, we early this week, we started December by jumping the direct bonus to 10%. It's a great promotion sort of for December, so you can make more money for working directly and working directly, bringing in people. And we also have, from what we have published before, we have the 90 days team volume that you accumulate over 90 days. That started on November 1st. So we have that till the end of January, and that will stay on from that period for another 90 days. So there is a great opportunity going on here, both with the double direct bonus, the 90-day team volume, and the forward team volume that you get. So from an affiliate point of view, it's the model is working really cool. And I think it's paying well. And we will of course continue to enhance it. I signed a deal yesterday with affiliate marketing tool, a company that provide tools. We're coming in with something really exciting for you towards the end of this month. So that's also very good. Yeah, we do things to keep you good. And the long-awaited materials, we have been working on presenting not only the affiliate model, but the whole concept. And as you know, we have talked about staking a little bit. We talked about the whole concept. And now our presentation is not only about the affiliate compensation model, is about the whole stakeholder concept we have. So if you look on SuperOne today, there are 4 stakeholders. It is the affiliates, it's the influencers, it's the contributors, and it's the token holders. 4 different stakeholders that make up the ecosystem of SuperOne. And we have redesigned actually our initial presentations to accommodate all this. They are all now in the same presentation. They are all linked together like they are. And we have developed what we call a network, value network. It's not a social network, it's not a gaming network, it's a value network. The reason for this, there are values created. Yourself, good people, affiliates, you bring in people. The influencers might not bring in people, but they engage people. They still create value for you as affiliate, but they also create value for themselves. Contributors, like in example, our pitcher providers provide pitchers. They create value into the game, and they receive payment back when we use their assets. The token holders are the passive part. They provide basically capital, and they buy tokens, and these tokens are used in staking. And that's the new model we are pursuing, and that's we have been working on for a long time. And it's I'm gonna flip over and talk more about that now. So basically, the last of these stakeholders is the token holders. That's all of you, as we sell packages with credits and you get the tokens for free. That's been going on for a long period of time. Now we are about to change that. So I can say to that this scheme will remain till the end of December. From 1st of January, we are changing all this. We are changing the token pricing. We are changing the way you purchase it. We are changing it. We go much more. So we're going to keep this sort of, I won't even call it a promotion, but we're going to stay tuned, keep this model till the end of the year. We have until the end of the year. I will reveal a little bit about what we're going to do. The tokens today are issued at $0.05 in value. So 0.5. We're going to merge 2 tokens into 1 token, meaning we take a reverse split. So the current value will be $0.10. The reason for this is that we really want to go faster to become into the dollars. Okay, we don't want to be a 0.00 something token company. There are too many of these penny thing. We want to go in to become multi-dollar token. We want to reduce the number of tokens. It has absolutely no effect for those of you who own tokens already. It has the effect that you get half of the token, but the value will be double or triple. So it doesn't really matter. So from a financial total point of view, you get a little bit fewer cards, but they will have much higher value. And we think the intrinsic value of these tokens will be much higher. So in order to do this, we are developing a completely new tokenomics. This tokenomics is based on the staking. Instead of taking a profit of the company and split into 2, we take a fixed percentage. We will use 10% of the total turnover and return into staking. The efficiency, the result of this is the same as splitting the profit based on our estimate. So from a financial point of view, it doesn't really change what you bought into earlier. But what it changed is the legal aspect of it, because combining these tokens with our private blockchain and using these as validators for transactions, we are on a completely legal, safe turf, as far as we have determined in US, UK, and Germany, and the rest of the world. So that means there is no doubt about the legality of our business. It's a very complex proposition, and it takes a little bit more effort to produce, but it's really long-term and really solid. The private blockchain we create, or have created actually on Hyperledger, it's not only because of the staking we created, because we create what we can label the future of doing e-commerce. With an example, if a brand comes to us and run an advertising campaign in the game, we will have all the views, all the results of that campaign will be on the blockchain. So they can put their auditor, in example Deloitte, can come and say, okay, we want to do a crawler on the blockchain. Okay, we give them access. Here is the access point. You can use that. Here is the crawler, and they will be able to access undeniable, immutable records about the gameplay. At the same time, we have adapted this blockchain to GDPR. So we have a very, very sophisticated GDPR scheme that we are compliant with in this blockchain, and that means that we are able to do a lot of things inside here. We can do a lot of value lines, like we call them, in this value network. So we are building something that is rock solid. It contains a lot of good stuff, because we are not only building a game here, we are building an ecosystem for future commerce. And remember, I said this in the end of 2020, because in 1 year this will be a huge bustling network, and we will benefit so much from all the hard work we do these days. It will come over the next months and years, sort of. It will really grow. So the tokens will be merged 2 to 1. We will reissue a new token. And the reason we do that is because we're going to add parameters to the token. We're going to change the current token technology is ERC20, the most common token technology. The future technology will be based on ERC 1400, or at least similar standard. There are also coming tokens now on the Flare network on Ripple, but I'm not sure we're going to use it. We are into final consideration on these things these days. So we're going to have a new token coming out. We're going to attach parameters to the token. And the reason for this is we're going to have the opportunity related to the staking to comply with all rules and regulation around the world. We're going to have identity. We're going to have a lot of different switches on the token. So we can individually, we can release one out of your token or all your tokens or parts of your token. We're going to do all these kind of things. So we are developing now these days. We're going to make it public as soon as we have it ready, a new token scheme for you. And that token scheme is all made to satisfy regulation and to kind of comply with this, and also make it the final thing we do. So the tokens you have are very well intact. Many of you have not seen them in the back office because we issued it in 2 different instances. We have issued them in the old system. We issued them on an Ethereum smart contract, in the new system virtually in the system. We're going to merge all these records now. We have these records in the databases. I know there has been some discrepancies on showing them in the app, but that's just kind of database read kind of thing. I actually yelled out this morning because it should be shown. It's not very difficult. So these things being now merged, we're going to have a process that will take care of everything you have. We're going to start a meticulous process where you're going to submit your number of tokens. We're going to do that. We will, in some features will require KYC, and it will all roll down in a perfect way. This we do to also look into future how we are able to deal with these tokens. So we have this in a very, very proper environment. We will also, for those of you who have been with us for a long time, there are some old token thing that we also bring up to date. And this upcoming week, we will reach out to you with the special questionnaires about that and how we will deal with that in a prudent way, bringing that to up to date. So then people are asking, what about this staking thing? We started the staking. We take 10% of the game with all the revenue, with all the advertising, everything will be paid. We are also taking 10% of the affiliate platform. So the staking has already started. And this is to show you a proof of concept. We already have the blockchain there, which is chewing through all the current transactions. We are in a very beta test mode, so we haven't made it public yet, but we're getting there now shortly. We take 10%, started on the 1st of December. We take 10% and put in a deposit escrow account. That will be distributed when we have the new token scheme operational in January. So it will be there, and as you know, it's not the biggest amounts now these days, but it's going to increase significantly as we move into 2021. It's going to be how should I say, the staking bonus coming out of this scheme. It's magnificent. It's really good, and it's easy to calculate now because it's a fixed percentage. It's 10% of the gross turnover, so it's very easy. We're gonna distribute this profit on a daily basis. We can't do it for every single transaction because that will kind of be too many transactions. So what we will do, we will bring it through the day every 24 hours. So you need to be ordered to be part of the staking. Your tokens needs to be held in the system from midnight to midnight during a day. Then you're paid. Okay, so if you enter into the scheme in the afternoon, you start accruing staking rewards from midnight until next midnight. That's the way we need to limit it, and we will pay daily. And we might put some limitation to it in the terms that if we if you are less than point 0 or point something dollar, you don't get it before you reach that threshold, just to keep the number of transactions at a reasonable level. Even despite we using XRP, everything will be paid in XRP. Despite we using XRP and we have cheap transaction costs, we don't want to overflow the system. So that's the staking, and it's coming very nicely together. It's going to be probably the most rewarding staking you have out there. When you look at the numbers, I'm not going to go too much into what you can, how many percent or how much rewards, but what I can say is that for every million player we have on the system spending $1 a day, we will have 0.10 in annual staking bonus per token, based based on, I think it's 700 million tokens. I did that calculation so far. So and we are far away from that now. So and that's when you consider you can buy these tokens at 0.10 today, basically, because you buy them at 0.05 for 2.10, you can calculate the bonus. The bonus will be 100% of what you buy, but that's, of course, we are not selling an investment here. We are just selling a staking token, and we have to be very, very careful what we say about these things. Our legal advisors are coming with very, very strict things, what to say, what not to say. But rest assured, what we are selling is never going to be categorized as a security, and it should not be marketed as a security. What we are selling are tokens. These tokens are used in the calculation and the transaction on our private blockchain. So they do the work like a workhorse, and that's what they're getting paid a bonus to do. So that's very important to keep in mind. But having said that, there will be a real significant bump in the token price after New Year. It will be significantly up. The reason for this is a little bit more what I'm going to talk about on the corporate side. I'm very much concerned about one thing is the legal side, but we are also concerned about the financial model and the financial future and how we price our tokens. We don't want to end up in a situation where we get out in the market and we kind of have a market cap that is way beyond peers that we can compare ourselves to, because it will look ridiculous. We rather start in the lower end of the scale, and then we built real value into this. Real value. We don't want it to be overheated. We don't want that. We all want it to be as big as possible, but not as fast as possible. Rather spend a little bit more time, get the product, get real payoff on this on the long term, and show that we are, like I said last week, a dragon that actually returns value. And value means profit. We turn profit back. That's our mantra. We should turn profit. So we have hired and started and employed, whatever you call it, a new financial director. And it's a she. She's very, very competent, working out of London, actually in the Gherkin. And she's an ex-Deloitte. She also worked with some other of the biggest investment banks that we cannot disclose. She started now, she's working also closely with Fantasy to remodel the whole game from a financial perspective. The objective of this is to come up with a new tokenomics, the new financial model for the whole ecosystem, and provide, she's also a chartered financial analyst, to provide a valuation with valuation metrics for us. So we are able to present this report to you. You will be able to study in detail the financials of this company, how it could develop, and also what we are including into this, what we have done. At the same time, we have hired a new accountant here at the head office. We have a full-time accountant. We have thousands of transactions every day. We are bringing these two things together: our past, present, and future from a financial perspective. My goal is to be real time in accounting. So we are real time compliant with all the accounting. Accounting is a nightmare with all these transactions. We need to provide our own system. There is no legacy system you can purchase to accompany what we do with all the different fluctuating exchange rates and all these things. It's really complex stuff. Also from a tax purpose. And we have our new companies in Gibraltar, and we are working now how we should move the sort of inventory from UK territory to Gibraltar. And as you know, there are 27 days to Brexit, and we look there. There are some ramifications into this too. So yes, staking really good. New financial model coming up with a solid foundation. And we don't want to. If you look on CoinMarketCap and you look at the middle of the top 100, that's where we want to end up when things are working perfectly, and we're going to build ourselves. And my goal is to build, like I said before, a multi-billion-dollar company, and that's what we're going to do. But we're also going to make sure that we return profit all the time, and that we are transparent and compliant with legal and governmental regulation. Everything from the staking model to the accounting to everything, because I believe there is a bigger and bigger focus on compliance coming, and we've seen all this what do you call the matrix schemes or the smart contracts out there. We could build 10 of these in a month if we wanted, but we don't want to be arrested. And regardless, whatever people say, these are pyramid schemes, and we don't want to compare our model to this. And I also got another one said to me that, Andreas, I know a company that make 10 games a week, and I said that's fantastic. That's just fantastic. But the game we are building is not only a game; it's a complete ecosystem, and we have probably the best user design firm in the world doing our things. We are into sprint 5, the 5th month of what we're doing, and we are evaluating. We have meetings with them. We had a two long meetings past 2 days with the management of Fantasy for where we are. We assess our work. Are we getting there? Are we doing that? Are we doing this correctly? Are there any new developments in the market we should cater? And then we lock down features at the same time. Our tech developers are locking down and down. We are moving forward very steadily, and I'm very happy with the situation. And we are here for long term. We are not going to create a small little ninja pyramid or a small little game that can run away in a short period of time. We are creating a complete ecosystem, and it's a huge platform, and there's a lot of work. Some of the limitations we face now is more relation to human resources. It's difficult to find good people. The corona has also, or COVID-19 has done traveling a little bit more difficult. We are staffing up here at our sort of, how should I say, operational headquarters in Norway, where I'm located at the moment. We have people, like I said, in the Gherkin in London. We have our corporate team or corporate officers in Gibraltar. I mean, that's what it is. We have operational teams in India. We have people in Bali. We have people in Germany. We have people in the US. We have in Ireland is our head of development. Philip is there, a little bit outside Dublin. We are a global company. There are 247 jurisdictions in our database, not countries, but jurisdictions or areas where we pick up, that's the ISO list. We are in 204 of these at the moment, and that's really cool. We are getting more and more global. I will say we are truly global at the moment. And our vision here is to build something rock solid into the future, and we are on a good way doing that. December month will be a month where you can really make money, and you secure yourself with these tokens. You buy as many tokens as you can. We will have ability to buy more tokens towards the second half of December, because from January 1st, we're changing the tokenomics significantly. And the benefit you have today will never come back. So I think we're gonna stop there, Arthur, and maybe answer some questions.
I think I've covered some of them. I've answered some of the questions. You've covered the rest of them pretty much whilst explaining things. So there is nothing else outstanding. We can wrap up the call, Andreas.
Good. And again, we are in support. We get every morning at 5 o'clock. I have the support tickets. We are always less than 10 tickets, and they are answered by within lunchtime, my time there. We try to do most of them. Please include your username, your link when you contact us. If there are anything you want to talk to us about, whether it's your tokens or there is corporate stuff or whatever it is, you have a birthday, send it to help@super.one, because that enters our system. And Sheila, our support manager, she works at least 18 hours a day. And if there is something there, you can add on top priority to Andreas, priority to Arthur. Now I'm probably doing a stupid thing, but the thing, if you write that, it will be forwarded to us. It will be queued in our workflow. It will have a ticket. And if neither of us answer, we will be kicked in the ass from Sheila throughout the day to close it, because we close things every day. Okay, so if there is something, some things require our developers to investigate, take a little bit more time, but yeah. So please do that if there is something. I know we are entering a period where we're gonna wrap up a lot of this, let me frame it, previous or old token relationships. That's gonna create a lot of questions. And there are some of you that have been with us a while that probably have questions about your tokens that were sold on another platform, another thing that's not related to today. We will take good care of you and bring it up to speed. But we will need information. And some of you hold tokens on the Ether wallets. We don't have any means to contact you. We cannot contact you. So we will need you to come inbound to us. We will provide, starting Monday, we will provide a website where you can insert your email, name, phone number, and your Ether address, your token. We will find your tokens, but there are some of you out there that went into or came into our earlier system. We are not able to track you down. And for us to reach out with information and for you to be able to secure your previous investment into the future and what we are doing, we need to get hold of you. There will be Stian and Reclabo working out of our Bali office, will be spearheading that process with the previous stakeholders, and he will be reaching out to all of you. So that will also come with a special email address, and we will be wrapping that up. So all good. I hope we can become much more Santa Claus for you. We have some more exciting stuff. We want you to get use of your credits very, very soon. And that's something we're working on. We can't tell you everything. We need a little bit moment of surprise. And December is where you can focus a lot on staking, but also something else is coming. But you should really look into the tokenomics of this. We will release some preliminary figures next week, so you will see how it's working. It's a one-pager, actually, very simple. If you believe in the number of players, if you believe in the affiliate growth, you should hold as many tokens as possible. Okay. Thank you. And we end up this. Thank you very much and have a great Saturday.